Hello everybody and welcome back to another season of F2. It has taken way too long to get this sorted out and that is definitely not my fault. I am RJ, Mr. RJ himself, and we are finally back. We wanted a season at the start of the game, we didn't get it, and that is probably my fault. And when I say probably, I mean definitely. But we are now here for Season 8. We have nearly a full grid. For the first round, some very late non-attendances. No, only joking. We tried to get as many reserves in as we could, and we've done alright. But we are here for the first round at Bahrain. I've done my prep today. I got pictures and everything. There's the lovely track map of the Sakhir International Circuit. It has corners and everything. It has somewhere around turn 1, perhaps some upside down cars. I will go through the driver list in a minute, but we'll get to the on track action as it's about to get underway in qualifying. This is the first one-shot qualifying of the season, as we have Chill in the aptly named VAR car, because he is a big fan of VAR. Let me just get the track map up, the lap data. As Chill makes his way through the first couple of corners, and is currently P9. We have some returning faces to the series. We have some new faces to this series, as you can see, already at the top of the leaderboards. By no surprise, if you've watched the F1 divisions on a Saturday night, we have Montana leading the way. I mean, that's a pretty standard top 3. That is for F1, F2, whatever. Marty's done well so far up there in quali. Just let's look for the other names. Toxic is back, and this time it's not a one appearance season. I think he was a 3-time champion, 3 or 4. I can't actually remember the number. I haven't got it up quite in front of me, but there was quite a few in a row. But he's back now with his very dodgy university Wi-Fi. We have QVR Cost Captain, who is, anyone knows Ben JS? Everyone knows Ben JS. But as Montana rounds the final corner, and unsurprisingly, he's going to get pole. Oh, no, he's not! Oh, well, that changed at the last second. Wow, Montana has not got pole position. It's pole position for the feature race, which comes after the sprint. So sprint first, which reverses the top 10. Luke with the first disqualification from quality. That I saw anyway. I didn't see anyone else. But Campbell on pole for the first race back. Yeah, that is that shocked me, because it was Montana the whole way, and then Campbell pops up, but it's going to be top 10 reverse, so Cortez will start on reverse grid pole alongside Chill in that lovely VAR car. But well, there we go. Campbell, Montana, Verstappen, Tope, Larkin, Connor, Marty, Pease, Chill and Cortez, the top 10. Followed by Toxic, Sir Gat, making his debut. Brendan, Cost Captain, Ben, Lars, Darry, Scream, Farrell and Luke at the back, where he deserves to be, for being a fraud and cutting the track. But yeah, as I said, sprint race is up first, and I'm just getting last season. So Campbell is the reigning champion, so I should have expected him. Well, against Montana, you don't expect anyone else to get pole because it's Montana, but I have my doubts. I shouldn't doubt the champion. I shouldn't do that. But he is starting from 10th in this one, so anything can happen in the sprint race. The sprint race is always mental. And as I said in previous seasons, we've had cars upside down. So I'm not ruling out anything. And here we have the formation lap. So Cortez has got himself on reverse grid pole in that, I want to say that's the Carlin, and we already have a car in the way. And I'm going to say that's Sir Gat. Darry and Farrell have already been disqualified. It's going well. It's going really well. It was definitely not Connor. It was Sir Gat. Yeah, that was just off the line already. Spun the car on the formation lap. One name we haven't got on the field this season is Sir Ibo. Who, do you know what? I didn't even realise he hadn't signed up until we tried to do the pre-season race. But whilst they're doing that, I'll put the teams on the screen so there you see it. Those are the teams. Each driver that I put them in, that they were put in 2 pools, and they could only pick a driver from the other pool, basically. Just to keep it as competitive as possible. We don't want the 2 quickest people teaming up together and just running away with the constructors. We want to make it interesting. There are some very interesting teams in there. Drivers not racing tonight. We have both Virtuosis not racing. Ariel Felipe in Miami. We also have the Cheroos of California not racing in this one. The 2 Virtuosis have been replaced by Brendan and Ben. So that is the definition of fraud watch right there. I have been given full permission to roast them. I didn't need permission to roast them. I was going to do it anyway. They are going to get it at some point in this race, especially when Ben crashes. But as they make their way around to the grid, we're on watching Montana as he comes up towards the grid. And there we have the the high-techs actually crashing. Did the high-techs crash into each other at the start of the formation lap? Cortez also missed his box, but that's good. And we have Connor making his way into his box. And now I think Connor is the last one. Yes, he is. And we will have the build-up to the 5 lights. And we are away racing in F2. The very, very lovely delay. There we go. It's finally kicked in. As actually Chill got a very nice run up the inside into turn 1. Chill is potentially going to have the lead here. He's got the inside. Can he squeeze Cortez out? Yes, he can. He gets the move done. Chill up into P1. P's making a move up into P2. And he gets that done. Now back into the slipstream. There's some moves going on in the background. But there we have it. Chill up into P1 off the start. Very good start. P's up into P2. And Cortez, the pole man, down to P3. Larkin making a move in the Cheroos on Marty. Marty keeping it on the inside in that dams. Got Montana in the battle, who gets a little bit out of shape, but has gone up the inside of Marty, trying to get this move done. Let's go on board with Montana. He's got the exit. Has he got the line? Marty's still there, but he has to back out. Very aggressive line from Montana, and there's a little bit of contact, and that's the 2 ARTs making contact. I think that's Campbell going into the back of Toxic, and I think there might be a bit of damage involved there. Let's get the position. Where is the position gained one? There it is. Position gained already. As we have a spinner. And who is that? Is that Farrell? No, it's Connor. And there's another one there. That's the virtuosi of Brendan round in the background. So he is now right at the back. I couldn't quite see what happened there. I might catch it on stream delay to see if it's just he's lost it on someone. I think he was side by side with someone, maybe one of the ARTs. As you can see, a Toxic struggling out of the final corner there. And we also have Sir Gat round, and that's Toxic being hit round at the back, and he is going to find his way to the pits as we go back to the front. I did miss P's getting into the lead. There was a lot of chaos in the background there, but P's into the lead. Cortez in second. So Chill has also had a moment, so he is right down the field as well. There's so much going on. I'm trying to catch everything, and Cortez has gone for a spin, and Montana's already up to P2, but Cortez round at turn 4. Montana going side by side with Larkin. Larkin trying to hang it on the inside of turn 8. Montana. I said Martin. Montana goes for the switchback, but Larkin's defended that perfectly in through turn 8. And now still another lap for DRS to be enabled, but Larkin doing a very good job defending that position. And someone, yeah, no, that was someone going for turn 8 in the background. I thought it was someone a lap down there. Larkin, there's a big gap in front of him already, 2 seconds on lap 2 to Pease. So Pease has just got away. I feel like I did see damage from one of the ARTs, and it was Campbell. He has got left side front wing damage on the M plate, but he has got a few cars behind him. Not too many. There's Marty, Ben, and Verstappen right behind him. So they'll want to try and get through. But in this train, there's not much going to happen, as DRS will be enabled on the next straight. Montana in the slipstream as Pease does the fastest lap of the race, beaten by Verstappen at the back of this train. They're all on hards for this sprint race, the harder of the 2 compounded tyres around here. Montana's going to set up the exit on Larkin for the DRS down into turn 4, but Montana is all over the road. He's not going to get a run at all, and actually you're going to have to watch behind him here as Campbell goes for the run on the outside of Montana. Surely Montana going to brake as late as he can. Campbell going to try it around the outside, but he hasn't quite got the downforce he would want to try and hang it around the outside. He couldn't do it anyway. Montana driving a good defensive line, but that was a rare mistake from Montana on traction coming through turn 2, and couldn't get the run. He was setting it up, and it just split second. It just goes away as there is a move in the background. I can't switch through that, as I think Farrell was just up a place on his teammate. Oh, and that's a spin. Contact from Farrell on Connor, and Connor round again. He's down 10 places. Cortez at the back of in this train, trying to move up some positions as well as he attacks Scream round the outside. He's not going to get that done. Scream in the Prima can't get anything going there, so we'll go back to the front as we have Tote the front of this train. Tote making a move on Chill in that green and white Campos. His teammate not too far behind Darry, but Chill surely going to look to get him back in that number 25 car up to turn 1. Is Montana close enough? No, Chill very wide coming out of the penultimate corner. Montana not close enough at the moment, but Verstappen close on the back of Ben. Is he going to go for it down into turn 1? He is going to go late on the brakes. Ben gives him the space, maybe a bit too much space. He's completely backed out of that. He was ahead by quite a long way as we have someone off, and that is Larkin from P3. No, from P2, sorry. He was P2. Montana was behind him. And we also have Sergatoff in the background. But Larkin, maybe he did something similar to Montana. Montana managed to back off and not catch the curb quite the right way. Maybe he's just caught the curb, as we have another spinner in the background, and that is Farrell round at the downhill S section. Turns 6 and 7. But Larkin drops down from second place, and now Montana gives chase to the leader of this race. The pole sitter, oh no, not the pole sitter. He will start second for the feature race, but he trying to win the first sprint race of the season. Stamp his mark on this championship as he does a purple middle sector. Marty is holding it down in 4th place. He's got still got Verstappen and Ben behind him. Verstappen has managed to get, well, yeah, you saw him get past Ben. Just drove like he was parting the Red Sea. Ben was definitely the Red Sea on that occasion, because that gap was way too big, as Montana sets the fastest lap of the race and is now in DRS range of Pease. That is a lockup from Pease, it sounded like. But Montana will have DRS this time around to try and get up to the back of Pease, and this could be an interesting one as Cortez makes a move on Connor. As you can see them going side by side in the background. Let's get on with that. Oh, Connor gets back ahead. Who's got the DRS? It is Connor, so he's going to stay ahead here of Cortez. Cortez going to have to sit in behind. Let's go back to, let's go with the leaders. Campbell at the back of this train, and look at Montana. He's all over the back of Pease now. It's not taking him very long at all. I mean, half a lap ago he just got in DRS. Now he's all over the back of him as Chill, I think, makes a move on Darry there, up into P9. He started on the front row, along with Cortez. They're still going side by side, and I think Chill might get that one down into turn 11, and he does come out just in front of Darry. They're going to go side by side up the hill. Darry going to back out, go for a switchback. Oh, this is a brave one. Down it up into turn 13. Can Darry hold it on the inside? Chill gets the better run around the outside. I've only just noticed Chill has front wing damage. But onto the main straight we go. Montana in the DRS. Lap 6 they're about to start. So this is nearly the halfway point of this race. And Montana... Oh, Pease went to the inside. Montana... Don't mean the outside. Went to the inside. Very tight on here. We're going to have to watch Campbell, see if he can make anything out of this, because he's got the exit on both of them. He has got front wing damage. As you see Montana with the DRS. Campbell going to have to go to the outside, being put there by Montana. Trying to get the switchback. Pease has lost both positions, but Campbell with the inside down the hill. Who's going to get this one done? Montana with the inside line from the next corner. Gives just enough space. And Campbell slots in behind a bit wide through turn 8. Pease is going to get a chance to slot back into second place, and he does so. Pease back up to second. Campbell down to third, but Montana in the lead of the race, showing the pace that he showed in pre-season, as we have another spinner. That is Brendan down in P16. He's had another moment down at turn 8. But this one at the front, Pease managing to stay within DRS range. Montana's not pulled away yet. It has only been a few corners, but you never know with Montana. He could just drive off into the distance at any moment. And Verstappen has managed to get ahead of Marty into 4th place, so he's going to be trying to close this pack down, trying to get back up there. Larkin back up to 6th place, where he started this race. He had such a strong start, had that moment, but he's managing, he's trying to recover now as he's on the back of Marty. Is Campbell close enough to Pease to send it into turn 1? No, he's not. Pease not close enough to do anything on Montana, as Larkin makes that move up into P5, but he's going to have to go a bit defensive. I don't think he has DRS. Marty's going to have a run down into turn 4. There is a battle at the front. Campbell on the inside of Pease. Can he get this done? Pease holding it around the outside. There is a spinner. That is Darry down at the exit of turn 2. But Campbell back up into second place. As long as he can defend through these next couple of corners, I think he's going to have this one. As Toxic down in 17th place is the first person to pick up a penalty. 3 seconds added to his time at the end of this race. It is top... is it 15? I need to remember the point system from my own championship. It is 15, but it is lesser points. So, everyone's still in this. Everyone's still in this race. But Montana has now cleared that gap, as we have another yellow. And that is Cortez. On the back end of the points, had another moment. I don't know if that was contact, didn't quite see it. But he's now 14th, down 13 places from the start, because he started on pole position, on reverse grid pole, not having the best of times out there, but still in the points as it stands. Any other close battles? We've still got Pease on the back of Campbell. Going to have a chance down the pit straight. 3 temps. Is it enough of a gap? Don't know. But he's going to start closing rapidly. That is a horrible downward. But here, Pease has got to run. He's going to sit in behind, try and get it down to turn 4. We also have Marty on the back of Larkin, still with a chance to try and get past him. Ben has dropped off the back of him. And everyone else is a bit spread out until you get to P13, really. Farrell on the back of Scream, but P's not enough he can do down. Not enough to get anything done down into turn 4 on lap 8 of this sprint race. Marty stays in behind of Larkin, and we're as Farrell. Oh no, that was Marty spinning actually. It's Marty spun, dropped it, and that's a reset to track that I have caught on stream. Unlucky Marty. That is still against the rules. I have caught that one, but he is back into 8th now. He's dropped down 2 positions. We have another spinner at turn 8. That is going to be Scream in the Prema. Drops down to 16th now, outside of the points. And you can see the big movers really right at the front. Montana and Campbell, 1 and 2, they are just wiping the floor with the field. I don't know what the feature race is going to be if these two are that far in front. And considering Campbell has wing damage as well, Mr. Cost-Cap'n actually hasn't done anything wrong in this race, except from give Larkin the width of the Nile to try and get past him. But he is up 8 places, can't blame him for that. Luke, another one. Why can't the ones I want to roast I can't roast? Luke actually on the back of Marty, not with DRS that time around, so I want to say Marty made a little bit of an error. Cortez making a move on Farrell, back up to 12th as they go into turn 1, but I want to watch Luke on the back of Marty. Is he anywhere near close enough? No, he is not. That one's not going to get done. Pease is still on the back of Campbell for that P2. So anything can happen there. As oh, that is interesting. I thought there was a chance there for Farrell, but he didn't go through it. He went for the outside, in behind. Brendan on the back of this this group as well, so he's back in contention for some decent points as well. Battles all over the field at the moment. Luke's still on the back. We have Taupe within DRS range now of Ben. That's the battle for 6th. And I mean, it's still fairly close for the final point. Darry only a second ahead of Scream at the moment. But a few laps remaining. 3 laps when the lead is crossed the line. Montana now 2.2 seconds out in front in the lead of this race. Without a mistake, it could be on for his first win of the season as he sets the fastest lap of the race. There are points for fastest lap. Yeah, 1 point for fastest lap in each race. So, and then 2 points for the pole position. How do you sign up? There is a where is the sign up form? I think the sign up form is only in the Discord server. I don't know if we can get that out on the Twitter. I will have a word with my favourite org. That isn't myself, obviously. As Luke has finally made that move on Marty. But yeah, there are sign-up forms somewhere, and I will try and get them out into public domain instead of just in the Discord. It's Luke trying to hold on to this position through turn 6, and he gets it done. And now up to P8, up 11 positions, the biggest gainer of this race. Mr. Consistent in all these championships we do. Endure, F2, he's always been that. I can't remember if they were constructed. He was Constructors champion his last season. I think he was. He's just consistently in the points. Luke is, and there he is again as P's now right on the back of Campbell. Verstappen's still not far away from this battle, 1.2, but P's still trying to get this P2. There's 2 laps to go when they cross the line. This could go down right to the wire with these. This is interesting. These new F2 2022 cars. I have no idea how they handle. I think most of the people only tried them for the first time last week in the pre-season races, Pease goes to the inside and gets it done. He's going to have to cover himself off down into turn 4, but can Campbell do anything with that wing damage? He's close enough to potentially have a run. Has he got DRS? No, neither of them have got DRS, so they must have been side by side coming through the detection point. Pease gets it stopped down into turn 4, and I think Campbell does have the run on the exit on the inside, and he's still got his nose in there, but he's going to have to back out of that one. Pease gets the move done. Not a lot Campbell could do. Down into turn 6, he got out broke, tried to release the brake, and just couldn't get it turned exactly how he wanted to, and has to slot in behind. But this could work if he gets DRS on the next time around. You'd say now, if Montana doesn't put a foot wrong for the next lap and a half, he's won this race. 3.8 seconds out in the lead, but Campbell with a real chance of getting his second place back. And obviously Montana and Campbell going to battle it out in the feature race. Campbell starting from pole position, Montana second. But Pease trying his damnedest. Didn't have a great qualifying down in. I think he qualified down in 8th. Trying his damnedest to hold on to this second place, but it has brought Verstappen right into this as Montana crosses the line to start the final lap of this race, and we have a battle brewing, well, a battle continuing, and a battle about to explode for second place. That was nearly a Schumacher Barrichello moment. Hungary, one of the years I can remember, 2011, 10, one. As Campbell got squeezed all the way to the wall, and he spun on the curb. He spun on the curb just as they're going side by side through turn 2 on the exit. Campbell gets on that curb. It's claimed a few victims today, but he is the latest, and he is the most crucial in the battle for second on the final lap. The curb catches him out, and now Verstappen has got a real chance to take this second place. Pease is defending for his life through that downhill section. Verstappen all over the back of him. Got a great run through turn 1 and 2 where that little spin happened as they had to go side by side. Pease was compromised because of that. And now there's DRS for Verstappen. Is he going to be close enough down into turn 11? No, he's not. So he's not going to go for it. He's going to sit in behind, see if he can do anything else. Taupe has spun. I think he was up in 5th or 6th then. Yeah, 6th place. He's just spun out of that. Down at turn 10. Verstappen trying everything to get past. I don't want to get off this battle. I'm going to have to go on board with Montana. Sir Gap picks up a penalty down in 18th. Montana's about to come across the line, but Verstappen trying to set this move up. Let me just go across with Montana across the line. Montana wins this race, but Verstappen and Pease are side by side. DRS for Verstappen. Who's going to get this across the line? It's Pease. It's Pease. By 7 thousandths of a second. Pease holds on to P2. In the first sprint race of the season. Verstappen still podium, but 7 thousandths. I thought, DRS, he might just get it, but that was as close, well, nearly as close as you're going to get, but yeah, interesting. Larkin managed to recover in the end to 4th place after that moment he had at turn 2. Bed in 5th. Campbell gets sick, comes home 6th in the end. Luke was up 12 positions in 7th place. Marty in 8th. A good showing from him. Connor recovered from that incident on the first lap, I think, to finish 9th. Taupe finished 10th in the end. Farrell 11th. Cortez 12th. Brendan was 13th. Darry was 14th. And the final point scorer was Chill, who started on the front row. So, yeah, I didn't quite catch who was outside of the points, but those are the first point scorers, and that is your first winner of the season. And I think we can all say we're not surprised to see it is NSX Montana on the top step for the sprint race. He starts second for the feature, and Kramer start with a win. Pease in second place. no stranger to the podium in any format of competition we do in LOE, but he is there in second and Verstappen third. Montana does take the fastest lap point as well, so nearly a maximum haul from Montana so far. Just missed out on the pole position points by about 2 tenths. But outside the points for this one, we have Scream, Chill minus hold on with his penalty, but Scream, Lars, Toxic, and Gat. No points for them in this sprint race, but we have 2 races, so there's always a chance for them to make it up in the second race. No retirements, no safety cars in that first race, so well done to everyone for actually not crashing majorly. There were a few front wings. I didn't see if there were probably a few pit stops, but I didn't actually see. It is completely dry. We are doing it at daytime because I make the rules, and you can all suffer with overheating. Because I like to see you in pain. But it is a feature race. They're all just talking about whether it's lagging or not. I've seen someone say it's not lagging. I told someone to tell me if it's lagging, and they're on uni Wi-Fi, so it must be crap. And I've not heard anything since. So I'm hosting, and you'd think with hosting and streaming it would be terrible, but no. So feature race. There must be a mandatory pit stop. If I'm not mistaken, it is from lap 3 onwards that the pit stop can be made. You have to use both compounds of tyres. As you can see, there is a split. Montana has gone for the softs, and that is to try and break away as early as he can at the start of the race and just avoid everyone else. Now, little does he know that the trains don't really work in this thing. I get it in F1, but tyre strategy in F2 is a bit different. It's a bit different. Those softs are going to cook very quickly, and he's going to have to go a very long time on the hards. Now, everyone else is going to have to go a long time on the hards, but if there's a late safety car, Montana won't have another set of softs. He'll have to use his quali set, which will be very worn. The F2 tyres get very worn very quick, but we have Montana, Larkin, Cortez, and Toxic, and Farrell on the softs. Everyone else going with the hards for this feature race. Points, it's still the top 15, but the points are slightly higher at the top. The sprint race was 18 points for the win. This is 25. So here's a few more points. It's the longer race, 4 laps longer, and obviously you can see we're doing it in the daytime because I set the time to realistic. The time is unrealistic for every track. It just happens to be that F2 run in the daytime in real life for the feature race. So here we are as Campbell rounds the final corner. Technically, I should say the penultimate corner because they are 2 cornered. There are 2 numbers on the corner. There's someone spun in the background. I have no idea who that was. Did they manage to save it? No, they did not. It is Pease. Oh no, it's Marty. Sorry. They were right next. They are teammates. They were right next to each other on the leaderboard. I could not tell. One's a Red Bull livery car as well. So yeah. But as they line up on the grid, Montana, you'd expect to get away at the start. If he does not get away at the start, he might have a few problems. But this is Montana. We don't talk about problems with Montana. There are very few problems. Luke is in his grid slot. Didn't have anyone to get disqualified from it this time. So we wait for the final cars to get in place. That is Dari in that number 14 Campos. And now we have the build-up to the 5 red lights for the feature race. And away we go. This massive delay that I get. And that is a very good start from Montana. Campbell has held his own, but Montana's going to get the run on the inside on that softer compound of tyres. There's a bit of bumping and barging going into turn 1. Campbell's going to hold it, I think, on that inside. There's a lot of contact. Montana off the road, going to get overtaken by Verstappen down into on the straight down to turn 4. And Montana actually loses a position. He's going to go back up the inside of Verstappen, but he can't get anything done. Connor, on that soft compounder tyres, has got up into P... Well, I can't remember who it was before, actually. He's up in P4 as Montana straight back past Verstappen. So that is the tyre difference, surely, because Connor has done the exact same thing. Those softs are working overtime. Yeah, Farrell up the field very quickly. I think he started down in 18th. He's up to 11th already. Yeah, the soft runners are absolutely blitzing the field. But perfect start for Campbell. Obviously, this is... Oh, that was interesting in the background. I don't know who that was. I think Farrell and Chill get glued to each other and slide off to the side. And now, Chill has no front wing. And Farrell has had a moment on the exit of the corner. Montana has taken the lead of the race in that moment where I switched over. He's taking the lead of the race up the hill. That is, yeah, that tyre difference must be massive. But these tyres won't last long at all, these soft compound tyres. And you just got to hope they don't get stuck in traffic when they come out on the hards. Pit stops are a very long time in F2. It's about 6 seconds, I think, for a tyre change. Yeah, just for a tyre change on its own. I think it's 6 seconds. And then, well, yeah. So it's about 4 seconds longer for a tyre change. If there's a front wing change, you're in there for a very, very, very long time. As we have the first spinner. As he chill in the pits. It will not count as a mandatory stop. But there is Marty Round with a big piece of his front wing missing. Yeah, Montana in the lead after the first lap. Connor in second place. The two NSX boys at the front, and Campbell pole sitter down in third. He's gone wide there. Actually, down into turn 9 through 9 into 10 off the track. Has lost him a fair bit of time to Pease. He was just outside of DRS range, but it's all going to close up now as Cortez actually is right on the back of Verstappen. Excuse me. So, soft runners. Farrell has had a moment. Obviously with Chill. He was up in 11th, but he's now back down into 17th, and we have another one through up the top of 13. That is Sir Gap Round at the top of the hill as Cortez is going to make this move up into 5th place. He's got Verstappen to his left, Larkin right behind him. They're going to try and go 3 wide here. Is there enough room? Yes, there is. Respectable room left between them. It is getting a bit closer as they drop down into turn 1, and Larkin has to give a little bit of ease on the brakes. Cortez makes that move stick. There's a 5 seconds penalty for speeding for Toxic into the pits. Pease has gone with Campbell as Connor takes the lead of this race from Montana on lap 3. The soft tyres, as I said, they won't last long. And you'll see when everyone else starts to catch up to them. That's when it won't be long. Lap 4 or lap 5 it will be close. But Cortez already ahead of Pease, so Pease must have made a little error because Pease was up right behind Campbell in the battle for P3 in this early stages of the race. But Cortez can now go chase after him as we have another spinner. That is Scream, turn 8, and catching people out in these F2 cars today. As that is Cortez defending from Pease up on the inside. And he's going to get that stop. But Pease in the DRS. There's another spinner. That is Scream again off down at turn 10. Let's just watch that. He's got going again. I don't know if he's got any damage. Pease was side by side with Cortez, putting Cortez out of place defensively, giving him more of a chance to try and get past down into when he sets him up down into turn 1 potentially. We have Chill having a little spin on those soft compound tyres. Those are his fresh ones. He'll have to go back on the hards at the end of the race. He's had another off. I don't know what's going on with Chill actually. I'll have to go and have a look. We have another off at the top of the hill. That is Sir Gat. Oh. And Pease is going to go back past Cortez down into turn 1. With those softs, leaders still pulling away from Campbell. But Pease does get that done round the outside of turn 2 and does have the DRS to try and, well, to hold this position from Cortez. And he does so. Cortez absolutely rams into the back of him. Loses a position himself. Pease actually holds on to the position. We've got Larkin on the inside of Cortez. Gonna squeeze him out. Cortez holds firm and forces Larkin off the track. And Larkin goes for a spin and collects Brendan on the way through. Brendan, no front wing. No fault of his own. Larkin, not really a fault of his own either. Could have maybe backed off a little, lifted off a little bit, but he kind of got put there by Cortez. So that is an interesting incident. No one really at fault. Cortez defending hard. Larkin pushed off the track, but you can't really say Cortez caused the incident itself. Campbell now in no man's land, 4 seconds ahead of Pease, the next nearest hard runner. With the soft runners in front of him, he's got a bit of an advantage here. It just depends on where Montana and Connor come out of this after their pit stop. Depends on how early they make said pit stop. Larkin has no front wing damage, just trying to recover, but yeah, as you can see, Brendan completely no wing. He's going to lose the position down to his teammate at turn 14 and 15. Yeah, there we have it. Ben up in front as Brendan makes his way into the pits. That is a mandatory stop. Pit stops from now are mandatory, so I think Toxic made a mandatory stop. That's the only one so far. Every other stop would have been before the end of lap 2. It needed to be from lap 3 onwards, as we have Cortez. No, Verstappen going up the inside of Pease as Chill picks up a penalty. Cortez having a look at Pease now down the hill. He can't do anything there. Down into turn 6, we have a spinner on the second straight. That is, I think, Ben. There's a bit of contact there between Cortez and Pease. Cortez not going to be able to go around the outside at turn 9 and 10. Has to sit in behind. Obviously, these two came into contact a few laps ago. Pease will remember that, as Cortez has to stick in behind him. That is Tope right behind him on those hard compound tyres. I would have thought the softs maybe lose a little bit of their performance now, and as you can see, Campbell, that gap was over 2 seconds. It's now down to 1.8, so that is slowly changing. I think the softs, maybe they're the same as the hards. What is Chill doing? Chill's having a whale of a time. But he's had another. I'm pretty sure that's Chill. It is. He's having a whale of a time, causing yellow flags absolutely everywhere. But this is the main train at the moment, and actually Cortez into the pits, first soft runner to come into the pits, and gets a speeding penalty for his troubles. Is Farrell going to join him? Actually, no. I remember Farrell pit early in the race, didn't he? So he will. Oh no, did he? No, he didn't. He didn't actually. He didn't get damage from that incident, did he? Chill got damage, but he didn't. Farrell still well in this one. On those soft tyres. Will pit soon. That gap at the front has extended itself back out again. I want Pease. Where's Pease? I've gone through the whole thing. I'm going to have to go back to him. There we go. He is still following behind Verstappen. It's sped out a little bit now. Tope a bit further behind because of Cortez pitting. He's come down in 16th with that 5-second penalty that he will get added to his time at the end, or if he makes another pit stop, it will be served then. And because it's a speeding penalty, it's very unlikely that he will get that removed, because it's pretty slam dunk if you're speeding or not. But Pease still in that DRS range of Verstappen. Verstappen got decent pace in the early stages of this race. We're on lap 6. 10 laps to go after this. Montana and Connor still need to pit. That gap through that middle sector, it's come down a lot. It was 2.1, it's now 1.4. We have a spinner, that is Cortez, losing it out of turn 8. No, another one caught out there. Campbell, the gap's down to 1.3. Montana in the lead from Connor. I think one of them's about to head into the pits, and that is Montana. Montana, the first out of the two leaders to pit in this race. And Connor did have DRS, so he gets that for at least one more straight. where does Montana come out? If Cortez has come out down in 16th, I would have thought Montana probably comes out behind Ben. So it'll be 15th place, I would have thought. Farrell is also pitting, so one more place, it'll be 14th. He'll come out ahead of Farrell. Actually, he might come out even further in front of that because Cortez had a spin, didn't he? So he might come out just behind his teammate and Gat. And that's the battle for P11 just there. Montana on those hards. He's got to get them warmed up, but he's going to close up to this group and he's got to try and get past them now. Well, I know Montana can get past people, so it shouldn't be a problem. But it's how much time does he lose getting past said people in that battle. It's all spread out a little bit now. The only two people within a second of the person in front, Gat in that battle for P11. And actually, no one else. Farrell was within a second of Cortez, but those cold tyres have lost them a little bit of time. And this is the only battle within a second. Up in front of Montana, as Montana will close up to the back of these two. Of these car in front, that number 1, it is a Prema. They are both Red Bull livery, as Gat is going to the inside of Scream. That Scream is Montana's teammate, so whether Scream tries to fight this or just lets him go, we don't know. As Connor's now into the pits and picks up a 5-second speeding penalty. As he does so, you thought he might come out ahead of Montana because of how long the tyres take to warm up, but it's how much is the difference, really? As Montana now on the back, well, now past his teammate, so not held up at all, as we have quite a few people into the pits now. Marty, Darry putting on softs, so they're going very early. Montana comes out behind Connor. There's Connor just ahead of his teammate with that 5-second penalty, though, and it will take him a while to warm up his tyres. And Gat has made a mistake, and Montana is going to go clean round the outside of him, so now there is nothing between the two NSX drivers, as we are on lap 8 here, about the halfway point of this race. At the end of this lap, we'll be halfway. Campbell yet to pit. That top 7 yet to pit in this race. Connor in 8th, Montana in 9th. Those were the 2 leaders on that soft compound of tyres. They've got to go the distance on the hards, but at some point the soft runners are about to come into the pits. We have another yellow flag. That is Chill yet again. He said before this race, my season starts today and my season ends today. And I didn't know whether he was referring to it being his only good result or the fact he's going to show everyone why it's going to end today. It's definitely ended today because he has put on one of the worst feature race performances I've ever seen. And only thing he hasn't done yet is crash out of the race. But Montana on the back of Connor in that DRS range. Connor, his tyres should nearly be warmed up now. We have Chill in the pits yet again. He is a lap down now. And he's going to come out just in front of these two, just up the road. On those hard compound, he did have to go back onto them as Sir Gat now comes into the pits. Is Montana going to go for it? No, he's going to sit behind. Is he going to try and get ahead of Connor? Because that 5-second penalty, he doesn't actually have to do anything at the moment. He can sit in behind. And basically, his race isn't really with Connor anymore. His race is with that ART out in the lead. 5 seconds to the car behind him. It's where Campbell comes out on those soft compounded tyres when he does make that pit stop. Darry, Gat, Marty went very early on those softs. I think they pit at the end of lap 7 or 8 between them, and that is a long way to go. 8-9 laps on the soft compounded tyres. As you saw, Montana, I think, was in at the end of lap 6. Obviously, you want the undercut to start the race, so that kind of makes sense. But still, 6 laps, and they did lose a lot of pace in that middle, especially in that middle sector towards the end. But with a lighter car, as I was just about to say, we could be seeing pit stops happen now, and we do have Campbell, who was the race leader, was third before all the pit stops started. He's going to, I think, come out behind Montana and Connor. And he gets a good pit stop from the crew there onto those soft compounder tyres. He got quite a few people in as well. Pease, Tope, Larkin, Lars in. It's the only two that stayed out. And that leading 7 were Luke and Verstappen as Connor and Montana come down the pit straight. There they are. So really not that far in front. Now it depends on how long these tyres take to warm up. But he will be, I would have thought he'll be on the back of Connor Montana very quickly. Now, I get the feeling there might be some NSX teamwork going on here. I'm not going to condone it because we're F2 and we do what we want. Until someone reports it and then I actually have to deal with it. Well, I should say, someone has to deal with it. Depends on what's reported. Campbell within DRS, so actually drove a mega stint on those hards, because even with the overcut on those hard tyres, Montana and Connor could not do a single thing, and Campbell's actually gained time through all those pit stops. Now it depends on how much the softs fall off at the end of this stint, but you would have thought with the tyre advantage, there is a good chance. Another yellow flag. That is going to be Darry on those soft compound tyres. So pitting early really hasn't worked for him. I did see Ben pick up a penalty. He's down in 18th. Really should be spending time on his plan instead of doing this. Wasting everyone's time, including his own. I guess he's just getting used to the disappointment, really. As Campbell, now on the back of Montana, is 2 tenths, but as they now take the lead, the 3 of them, Montana looks at the inside of Connor. This could be very good for Campbell. There's a bit of indecision there, but I don't think he can get the run on Montana. Will he send it down into... Look to the inside. He's going to go for a switchback, I would have think. Montana is absolutely parking this. I know exactly what's going on. Montana is very happy to sit in behind Connor and get his DRS, and it keeps Campbell behind him, but Campbell is not making it easy for Montana. He's making him defend absolutely everywhere, and this is what Campbell needs to do. He needs to put him under pressure, needs to put him out of shape, and needs to catch him out somewhere Montana's not going to expect it. Another yellow flag. That is Sir Gat, I think. It is, yes. Loses position to Marty. Just happened now, 6 seconds behind. He looked to the inside there, Campbell. Couldn't quite get it done. Montana shut the door very, very quickly down into turn 11. But up the hill they go. Connor still leading this race with that 5-second penalty. So we'll drop him down into 3rd. But a great drive, to be fair, from Connor so far. Not other than that penalty, not put a foot wrong in terms of the actual driving. He got a speeding ticket, but he's very happy to pay that fine. And we have another spin. That is Toxic. And Scream, actually, still yet to pit, I think. Or maybe, did Scream pit very early in this race? I can't remember. Campbell fakes a move to the inside, just nothing doing for him. He can't get the run because of how close Montana is in the DRS of Connor. Campbell doesn't want to make the same mistake he did in the last race. Pease and Scream still battling. Scream still hasn't made a mandatory stop. If he doesn't pit, I'm going to have a very interesting conversation and just say you've been disqualified. Even though you scored good points, you've been disqualified because you didn't stop at the right time. And I will be checking the race director for that one, just to make sure. Everyone else has pitted at the right amount of laps. He's the only one. As Campbell goes for it up the inside of turn 10, that's bold, that's brave, and it's genius. As I said, he needed to catch Montana out somewhere he wasn't expecting it, and down through 9 and 10, he's done exactly that. And Campbell now in the provisional lead of this race on the soft compounder tyres. He's got to make those tyres last another 4 laps, but now there's nothing between him and taking the lead. Montana going to try and fight it back. We have Gat off again. He's been disqualified from the session for parking in a dangerous location. Is he stuck in the gravel trap? Yes, he is. That is very unfortunate. But that is a disqualification. The first non-finish of the season is a disqualification, as we have... That is Chill again, I think. Round in the background as Campbell is going to take the lead of this race. And now he's going to hope... Oh, Connor's going to dive it up the inside. Now that's just silly. But Connor, that was more like a move for Montana than it was for a move for Connor. There's a bit of I mean, lads, you're on different teams. Come on. We know we have a bit of fun, but let's not take the mick. Well, I say fun. We are talking about the two drivers that potentially don't do this for fun. Campbell is now in the lead of this race. 3 laps to go. And he has Montana up behind him. Montana's still in the DRS. Campbell has to try and clear that before the tyres go off, because he's going to have a problem defending at the end from Montana. Montana's tyres only 3 laps older on the hard, so they'll be a lot fresher at the end of the race. He's got to try and put as much of a gap as he can between himself and Montana. And it's not quite forming as of yet. It's 7 tenths as Connor goes miles off the road. And we have another off. That is Toxic in the other ART. Off down at turn, well, the exit of turn 3, and he's nearly done it. That gap is quite large, 8 tenths. Montana does have the DRS, and I think the detection point's just before turn 1, so he's going to get DRS for the next straight. But Campbell is doing just about. He's doing what he needs to do. This gap is going to be over a second as long as his tyres don't drop off. That gap's going to be over a second as Scream is overtaken again. I don't think he knows. Someone needs to get the message to him, because he is going to get disqualified. He's only got 2 more laps to pit. He needs to pit. But yeah, Luke is in a battle with Tope. See, once again, Luke's just in the mix. The usual for him. We have, I'm just looking at the back. Toxic and Chill have had their fair few spins. Brendan obviously lost his front wing right at the start, and, well, quite early on. Got collected by a Larkin spin. Larkin in 8th himself, still trying to get back up the order. He's just behind Luke, actually. That gap is still 9 tenths, so Campbell hasn't quite kicked Montana out of his DRS. We have Marty on the spin. This is Brendan's chance to get back in the points. Can he do it? No, he can't. Montana's still in DRS range by half a tenth. But now he's not. I think Campbell might be able to clear this. Montana will have DRS, but and he sets the fastest lap of the race, Campbell. So I don't think there's going to be a clean sweep of... Well, there wasn't a clean sweep of points for Montana anyway. But I don't think there's going to be one. With that, there's a yellow flag on the back straight. I actually don't know who that's for. Chill has got a 10-second penalty for corner cutting, which he's managed to do through the first sequence of corners. God knows how. Scream has pit. He has done it. Scream has pit. He is not going to get disqualified from the race. I don't have to have that conversation now. It's brilliant. Montana is now out of the second. There are only 2 laps left. If he can get back in, the tyres... do you know what? Montana pit after 6 laps, and the tyres were just about falling off. It's only going to be 7 laps on these tyres for Cam. No, it should be 8. I would have thought. Did he pit on lap 8 or 9? I think he pit on lap... No, it must have been lap 9. I thought it was lap 8. We have Chill round again. Let's have a look at this battle. Luke is ahead of Tope, but Larkin now in that second window. There's the three-way battle for P6. Chill must have had, this must be the most fun Chill's ever had. I don't actually know what he's doing, but I just see yellow flag after yellow flag, and he must just be having a whale of a time spinning around everywhere. Montana out of DRS range as they come onto the main straight. For the final lap of the race, we still have this battle. Chill, 10-second penalty for exceeding track limits. That is him off the track on the straight. What is going on with Chill? We have Marty round again. Brendan is in the points. Toxic is out the race. We can't have a safety car. We've somehow gone the full first session of F2 without a single safety car, and it is on because I did put it on. Connor actually isn't going to get a podium as it stands. He's had a really good race. Connor, he's had a really good race. But that 5-second penalty is going to lose him in position. And God knows what Campbell wants to do about that dive into turn 1. It was very aggressive, nearly went off the track. I don't think he'll report that. He might. I don't know if anything will even come from that because it didn't actually affect anything in the end. But Montana not close enough to get DRS. That was his last real opportunity. There's only 4 proper corners left. 2 flat out ones up the hill. Maybe not flat out in these cars. But and then 2 braking zones. And Campbell, he took pole. He finished second in the sprint with that front wing damage. Oh no, he didn't. No, I take that back. He had his moment. He would have. He was on to finish second. So he's showing pace throughout. He took pole. He was on pace to finish second. But he's gonna win the feature race. The reigning champ wins again in F2. First feature race of the season. Montana finishes second, and Verstappen, consistency defined. Just a better version of Luke, really, which is a compliment because Luke is a great person who I just like to take a mick out of. Connor drops down to 4th. Hell of a race from Connor. Just that 5-second penalty letting him down. P's in 5th. Luke 6th. Tope 7th. Larkin, after that early moment on the curbs, finishes 8th. Cortez in 9th. Lars in 10th. Farrell 11th. Darry 12th. Ben is gonna at some point finish. He crosses the line 13th for now. Brendan's gonna cross the line 14th and get points. So fair play to Brendan. He does take some points home as the 2 reserves cross the line. Scream finishes in the final points paying position after not getting disqualified. So thank you, Scream, for making my life a bit easier. We have Marty and, well, Chill has crossed the line some time ago because he's 1:20 behind the next car. Still finished behind Toxic, and Marty crosses the line 16th, no points, but he finished every lap of that race. So I'm gonna take a punt at Montana being in the lead of the champ. No, I take that back. It could be very close. It's going to be 1 or 2 points between them. Campbell gets 3 additional points, plus 25, plus whatever. The standings will be up at some point, and they will be shown at the beginning of the next stream. Whoever streams that, hopefully. If it's me, I will show it. If not, someone will go through it, hopefully. If they don't have access to actually showing it. But there we have it. A Campbell masterclass, that race. And my talk about strategy, maybe I actually knew something about F2. Who'd have thought? It's always nice to have a Scotsman on the top of the podium as well. I can't complain about that. As you can see, it says Montana got fastest lap, but if you go through the field, Campbell is actually the only person in the 38s, so it is his fastest lap point. And it actually gave him the additional point. So there you go. That is the finishing order for the feature race. Oh no, that's the weekend result. That's the sprint race results. Montana won from Pease and Verstappen. Campbell was down in 6th in that one after a late incident on the curbs. and he took pole. But yeah. Now, I was about to say next week we are, but I know where we are next week. I'm not telling anyone else what track we're racing at next week because for this season of F2, I put a vote in, and actually people in F2 wanted either the track to be announced at 5 p.m, 2 hours before the race started, or not announced and just have it when they rock up to the lobby. And it's a way of stopping people from taking it a bit too seriously. Now, I know we have people that maybe do take it a bit too seriously, and that's on them. If they enjoy doing that, they enjoy doing that. But the majority has spoken, and so the tracks will be released at 5 p.m. So, you will not know what the track is until the next stream. But we had 2 very decent races at the front. No upside down cars, I'm very disappointed. No major crashes, 1 retirement, 1 disqualification, no safety cars. Very un-F2 like F2 races. But a solid way to kick off. Same time next week, Tuesday, 7 p.m. UK time. Whoever's commentating next week, we will be back with another one-shot qualifying, another sprint race, and another feature race like we had today. Yeah. Until next time, see you guys in a bit.